I guess we are live. Let me check. Let's see. Let's see if we are live. The software says so. But I'm not sure about it. Oh, cool. Yes, we are. Hello everyone, Giannandrea here, and thanks for being with us today on this episode of Fvtura Daily. I hope that the internet connection is decent. I'm actually in a farm in Tuscany at the moment, so internet is what it is. But anyway, let's try our best. If it's not working, just drop me a message, private message, and I will try to improve it. And please comment below, write in the chat if you can comment. Oh yeah, I can see people can write on the chat. So let's see, let me write the first thing for today, which is how is the internet connection? Or is there any lag? I hope no. Let's see. Well, here we are. It should be a little bit better now, so please tell me if you can, if there is any issue with the live. Despite I cannot see the live though. Okay, now I can. So thanks for being with us today, guys. Let me know if things are working well with the stream. We're not yet experts on this, so please bear with us, be patient. Okay, the topic of today, as you can see from the title, is talking about our experience with people when it comes to mission and purpose, especially related in the conversation of changing the world for good. And we have been running for the past year and a half, quite a bit of events. We have gathered a community of about 2,000 people, all around projects for good, so trying to improve things through innovation and technologies. And what we have noticed is that, it is not easy to find people that are committed for good. I mean, there are many people that complain about society, on how the world is not doing well, problem with climate, with pollution, and so on. But I've came across very few people that wants to change things, that they really want to take action, that they want to put effort into making the difference. And into this episode, I would like to somehow analyze, evaluate with you what are the reasons behind and how quick we can deal with it. Because as you might know, with Fvtura, we are building up a socio-economic movement. We want to change things in society. And and we are going to need a lot of people to get together with the same vision and mission, which is making an impact. doing something to change the current way and to build a better future. So we really need to understand and evaluate why people are not taking action, what is stopping them, and how can we improve things for that matter. So yeah, let's jump into today's topic. I would like to open with with one thing that I noticed during all the events that we've organized in Singapore and in other countries as well, is that every time we had an event, either physical or online, 90% of the people were coming to that event with their own agenda. In the sense that, I mean, it's normal to have your own agenda, but the thing was that they were coming with the idea to take from the ecosystem and from those events. For example, selling things. There were many people that were coming with their own list of services and they were trying to sell it to other members, which was completely inappropriate, as many people were there with a mission, or at least with the idea to come into a positive impact event. And this is short-sighted because I mean, everyone has its own problems, but the thing is that most of our problem as individuals and part of society, well, they're not just our problem, they're collective problem. For example, poverty. People might say, well, I'm poor, I have to take care of myself first, which is totally understandable. And there are 90% of the world population that is not living financially comfortably. But the thing is that's exactly the problem, is that it's not just a single person problem, it's not the minority, it's the majority. So if people were able to come together and say, okay, let me put somehow my selfish agenda aside and try to think a little bit long term, a little bit wider, well, they will realize that if they can solve the problems of society, that automatically would solve also their problems. While if they try struggling to solve their own bit, just taking care of themselves, well, that's statistically not working well. Not everyone is aware of, but the current financial system and economic models that we are utilizing are models that are called zero-sum game. Therefore, if someone is getting richer, someone is getting poorer. And the way the capitalism in general is structured is that you have a minority of very rich people and a majority of very poor people. So statistically, you can't win if you play alone. That's just look around you. I mean, you in third person, can be anybody, and all of us sometimes we try to or we tend to be selfish at some point in our life, but for most of the problems that's not the solution. The solution is getting together with the same vision and putting our personal agenda aside and say, okay, I have a problem, you have a problem, we have a problem. How do we solve it? And we can only solve it if we get together. So again, this is my opinion and perspective as everything. So let me know your thoughts, write it in the comment, ask questions if you have. Then let's move into the second point. The second point is platforms, like social media platforms related to, again, to change things for good, social problems and so on. Everyone uses, most of the people use Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, LinkedIn, and so on and so on and so on. Or if you are on the Asia side, you might use WeChat a lot, and other platforms. And the thing is that what we have realized doing virtual events, so promoting contents for good, is that those platforms are not really built to share positive things in the sense of deep knowledge, deep thoughts. They're platforms built around entertainment. We live in a world that is run by consumerism, so everything fast, everything fast food, fast informations, fast technologies, things change and become obsolete in weeks or days, and the same applies for information. So people are getting used to have a lot of simulations, a lot of informations every day. But the problem is that most of those platforms are built to be very superficial in that sense. So informations and knowledge that everyone can ingest in bits and pills, and it's very hard to structure knowledge, to go deep on specific topics utilizing those platforms. And this is a big issue because we have something amazing, which is the internet. It can connect billions of people, and it's mostly utilized for shopping, for entertainment, and communication. But again, communication, a lot of it is entertainment in that sense. So that's a bit of a waste. There are better platforms like Medium, where it is possible to have knowledge and articles and posts better organized, but they're certainly not as popular as mainstream social media, and neither there are engaging or interactive in that sense. So I think there should be better platforms for that, where people can say, okay, enough entertainment, I want to do something, I want to take action, I want to do good. How can I do that? Where I can go, with who I can speak, which social network should I utilize, and even to structure informations and knowledge, because thanks to the internet, again, we can connect to each other everywhere in the world. We can share what we know to make a positive impact, to utilize it for good, but it's not easy. It's not easy because there are not many platforms about it. There is Wikipedia, for example, but that's one way, in the sense that not everybody can join Wikipedia and become somehow, how they say, editor, or it's certainly not that easy. So again, there is not this interaction, there is not back and forth of information. It's mostly one way in that sense. And guys, if you know something, if you know any platform that we can utilize for good, to share things in a more organized, structured way, build knowledge, leverage on information and on industry experts and on all the people that knows things and wants to utilize it for good, please let us know. And about that, maybe I can show you something. Let's see if I can. Because we are building something for that purpose, which is the Fvtura platform. It's in beta, so everybody can join. Let's see. Let's see if I can show it to you. Okay, you can see it now. So this is the Fvtura platform. We are building it up with the purpose of creating groups, organizing knowledge and structured informations, creating a place where people can comfortably talk about innovation, about technologies, sharing information without all the noise, without all the ads, without all the superficiality of the internet. Indeed, this platform is free for everyone and there are no ads. Neither we are planning to have any ads on this platform. The idea is to have a safe environment where we can make the difference, where we can utilize the internet for good. to help other people, not just to be entertained and ingest information or buying stuff or selling stuff. Which again, I mean, there is nothing wrong with that. The problem is that it shouldn't be just that. So there could be a better purpose and a better use of other things and the tools that we have. So yeah, guys, free to check it out. Just go on fvtura.com, sign up. There is going to be a short form because this platform is meant to be for people looking to create a positive impact. So there would be some questions like, what is your industry experience? How would you like to change things? This is not just a social network. People don't come here just to post pictures. Well, even you can't do that. It's not about appearance, this is about substance. So if you join this platform, it's because you really want to learn, or you really want to share information and knowledge that are helpful for other people out there. And utilizing this platform, you can find also project members, advisors, mentors. You can find investors as well. So we are having a series of tags that you can find, that you can utilize to search and to look for the people that are important for your project. So for example, this is my profile. So you can have kind of portfolio showing a little bit more about you, who you are, what have you done, and so on. And also the skills and what you can provide to other people in the community. And here are the tags that I was talking about. So yeah, you can see it here. So for example, I can search people that are investing into projects or people that are looking to become mentors. So there's a lot of things that you can find out on this platform. Okay, I don't know if you can hear me. I guess so, yes. So let's move into the next topic, which is media. Media in the sense not social media, but more news and information, newspaper, and digital sources of information. Something that we have noticed is that, I mean, everything I'm saying is no secret. Anybody can see it. And problem with the news again is that they provide informations that expire after 24 hours or so. And they follow the trends. Like now there is COVID, everyone talks about COVID. Then there is going to be some potential disagreement between countries and so on. Then there is going to be elections somewhere in the world. And again, that's consumerism of information. So people ingest it, they feel happy or they feel sad about it. There is this hype, and newspaper and so on make money from ads, and the wheel keeps spinning. And this is a problem again because it distracts and is misleading from what are the current issues in society, what are the real problems, and those problems are here to stay, unfortunately, for the long term. So media are just broadcasting things that have an immediate impact but very little effect in the long term in most of the cases. And again, this is a cause and is a consequence. It's a consequence because people are demanding things with a short-term impact, quick results, quick informations. Everything has to be in a way quick and being able to be digested very fast. But on the other side is also is a cause and consequence, because if media don't change and start to focus on long-term problems, starting to build this idea that we need to solve problems for the long term, and those problems are here today, tomorrow, and the day after. And even if media are not talking about, that's something that it should be improved. So again, if you know any newspaper, any digital place for information that are more from the long term, not just following the hype, please share it with us. Again, these just my opinions and thoughts, and one of the reasons why we are doing this live streaming and broadcasting is to find information, to find news, to find things that we don't know. So if you know, just share it. I don't want to be one of the people complaining about things, because I'm putting all myself into making the difference in a way or another. So yeah, share it with us, please. These are just some of the things that we are doing with Fvtura. So I'm just roaming around various pages. All of this is public. You can go on fvtura.com and you will find it. So next topic for today is companies going into the opposite direction. And yeah, I mean, what I was saying about individuals is unfortunate that it applies for companies. And even worse, in my experience as an entrepreneur, I used to work in finance, and then I moved into project incubation and startups. And I've noticed that unfortunately the main drivers for innovations are companies, and those companies are not focusing on making an impact for good. Rather, they are focusing on making their own profits, and this is a problem because you have millions of people working for organizations in the world, and if those organizations are going into the opposite direction, driving projects for profits and not for good, that's an issue. And sorry guys for a little break. I have to answer a couple of messages. I mean, I'm doing all of this live, and I'm going to be live along the way, possibly every day. So bear with me. I have to do some work. I have to answer to projects. So yeah, in the meanwhile, if you're watching, you can also share your thoughts, your opinions, or messages, or comment, or check the website in the meanwhile. Okay, back. We were talking about companies, and as you know, I mean, again, it's not surprise. You have heard companies are destroying entire ecosystem, destroying nature, causing tremendous damages for everybody in this world, and that's just for profits, just to make more money, to then spend it on what? Well, personal things, or sharing it with the stakeholders, and that's not alright. It shouldn't be like that. I mean, sorry for the terms, but it's fucked up. Everybody on this world should pretend companies to be more mindful, more sustainable, for real, not just greenwashing or having branding campaigns about how good they are. No. Being transparent, showing what are the negative impact that they are doing on the environment or on society, and as well as the positive impact. And I came across very few people doing that. Still at the moment I see the trend going into the opposite direction, despite having more green and brand washing. I still see investors, VCs, incubators, accelerators demanding profits even over impact. So if you have two projects, two ideas coming along together, and one is creating a lot of impact, it's not making profits, or it's not making that many profits. On the other side, you have a company with a very short term, high return, and is exploiting someone or something around the world and is making profits with that. Well, most of the investors will choose the second one. Either is exploiting cheap labor, or even is not disclosing it or not telling it so openly. Well, again, that company is going to be chosen rather than the one creating impact, and that shouldn't happen. So again, to remain in the topic of today's video, is about people changing things. Do people want to change society or just complain about it? And the problem is that if you have the majority of individuals and the majority of companies just caring of their own business, forgetting the thing that we are all connected, and the problems that are on one side of the world will eventually come up to the other side, as everyone is seeing with the COVID-19. I mean, from somewhere remote in China, it came all the way to any country in the world, and no matter how poor or rich you are, you can get it. So the world is giving us enough examples on how things are connected, and and we have to find a way to change this mindset, because it's self-destructive. It's selfish. Is stupid. It's stupid because it's not helping anybody. Not even, I mean, it's not just selfish, because if by doing that you're actually bringing further self benefits, I mean, okay, it's not ethically correct, but at least there is a reason, there is a sense behind it. But the problem is that by doing individual actions and selfishness, you or everybody doing that is damaging itself. It's damaging itself, the family around him or her, and the people they love in equal way. So we need to find a way to change this mindset, and and I will keep you posted on when we will find a solution, how we will find it, or better, if you have a solution, yeah, let us know. Then what do we have? Do we have a last topic for today? Yes, investors and gatekeepers. Yeah, I mean, today in the startup world, where in theory innovation, or one of the main areas where innovation should come from, in the startup world, there's kind of a survival of the fittest system, actually survival of the most profitable, and that's what I was mentioning a little bit earlier. So if you want to develop a project that is doing something either good or bad, you still need resources. You need resources to build and maintain your team. Maybe you want to rent a place, you need to develop a prototype, and without resources, it is very hard to build things. And especially if you don't have enough resources to pay yourself or to survive financially, that's going to be even harder, because on one side you want to create innovation, you want to do something, but you can't because you need to pay your bills, your rentals, and you don't have enough savings aside. And again, this is not a situation that is affecting the minority of the world population, this is affecting the majority. So it's something that we need to be aware of and we need to tackle. And the gatekeepers of this system, the people that could unlock these situations, are investors of any sort. It could be private investors, it could be professional investors, it could be even governments. And the problem today is that these governments, these organizations are still focusing the majority of things into profits. So trying to increase their GDP or their ROI if there are private companies or funds. And this is literally killing startups that are into the game for doing good, while they're supporting startups and companies that are exploiting weaknesses of the world or of the market, so where they could be more margins and more profits. I could make a endless amount of examples of companies making profits by exploiting weaknesses and people, but I think I can leave that for another episode because I don't want to digress too much. But just, I mean, you know many. Or, for example, you can even think, no, I don't want to go into example. It would be too long. And so that should change, because by doing that, again, this damaging society, is damaging people with integrity, with value, with ethics. And I'm not saying that every startup out there is out there to exploit people. There are many companies that are trying to do good, and they're trying to balance doing good with being financially sustainable, but many of them are struggling because of this system, and we need to break away from this. And the way we can break out, the way we can change this system is by finding better alternatives. So again, with what we're trying to do, we want to be constructive, just not complaining about things. And we are building this platform, Fvtura. We have built and launched another platform, which is, let's see if I can show it to you. It's called Next Billion Jobs, and people can join it, and it's free for everyone. And people can utilize that platform to build projects, to build startups. So they can find professionals, suppliers, not just freelancer, people that want to build projects, and there is no transaction cost. So people can utilize it over and over. We are testing it all together. And it's so much cheaper in this way to build projects. Also, we are adding features so that people can share time and skills rather than utilizing fiat money. In that way, you can find people helping each other, exchanging skills. So you are a developer, you need a logo, you need branding, you can share your experience with someone, you can earn credits, and then you can utilize those credits with other people in the ecosystem, like designers or UI, UX experts. And once the platform infrastructure it's here, then we can basically run it with any type of credits and skills. In that way, entrepreneurs and startups will not need the same amount of investments that they would have needed before, because they can find a lot of things that just don't require money, but they require skills, time, or other sort of commitment. Of course, as everything, it should be an exchange. So people helping each other in a more circular economy type of way. In that way, we can break free from these type of systems that are favoring completely the wrong projects. Or mostly wrong projects. So yeah. Again, guys, if you have any comments, any thoughts, share it with us. Very glad to discuss about it. And another thing related to that is the virtual incubator. One thing that we are launching is a virtual incubator, so that startups, projects, even individuals with or without an idea can join, and basically creating a launchpad for global innovation. So we are gathering experts, mentors, advisors, and people that are looking to invest resources for good, all in the same place. So we put all the ingredients together, then you shake a bit, and in theory something good should come up. So check it out. This one is on fvtura.com/incubator. And our mission is really to empower entrepreneurs, change maker, people that wants to create a better future, and we want to empower them in any way we can. So we are going to do our best to make this happen and to empower people, because we might not be the people changing the world, but we might be able to empower the people that will change the world in the future. So this is our mission and purpose. So check it out. And again, if you have any feedbacks or comments, just share it with us. So guys, I think that's it for today. Thanks for being with me. Thanks for being with us with Fvtura. And I hope that you find this interesting and that we will be able to change a little bit the mindset of the people out there, so that people could start to focus more on collective problems rather than just individual issues, because things are all connected. So again, that's it for today. Thanks for watching, guys, and